What's up? This is Corey Mack with Mack Show MMA. I'm back again with another video. I'm here to talk about the UFC Freedom 250 co-main event. This UFC Freedom 250 card is fire. Got a lot of great fights on it, but I feel like the co-main event and the main event between Ilya Tuporia and Justin Gaethje needed their own videos. This video, we're going to focus on Alex Pereira and Ciryl Gane. In my opinion, the co-main event between Pereira and Gane is the best fight on the card, bar none. When you talk about the most intriguing, when you talk about the most questions that you won't answer, this is the best fight on the card, in my opinion. So let's dive right into it. With the co-main event, you got Alex Pereira, who's 13-3 overall record. He's 38 years of age, 6'4" with a 79-inch reach. When you got Ciryl Gane, he's 13-2. He's 36 years old. He's also 6'4", but with an 81-inch reach, 2-inch reach advantage. These guys are very similar. And what's funny about this fight is these guys they relatively new when it comes to MMA. I mean, 13-3 record versus a 13-2 record. I don't even think they've been in the MMA game for 8 years. They don't even got 10 years under their belt. And look how far they've come. Like, these is two of the best in the world. These are two of the best in the world, man. And I'm super excited about it. The last 5 fights for Alex Pereira, he's 4-1. Obviously, one of those fights, he fought Ankalaev while he was hurt. He had an injury, went out there anyway, lost a close decision, but then came back and knocked Ankalaev out and left no doubt. You got Ciryl Gane, who's 3-1 with a no contest in his last 5 fights. I'm going to dive a little bit deeper in that no contest. What's been kind of fucking me up about this co-main event, a lot of stuff I'm seeing when it comes to this co-main event, a lot of people just crowning Alex Pereira right away. A lot of people just dismissing Ciryl Gane. I feel like people are basically saying, oh, I expect Pereira to beat Gane, and if he beat Gane, I won't be that impressed. Shit, you fooling me? How? Ciryl Gane has only 2 losses under his belt. That's by 2 of the best guys in the world. Francis Ngannou, you could argue, has been the best heavyweight for the last, 5, 6 years, 7 years? Like, you could argue Ngannou has been the best heavyweight clearly the last 5, 6 years. Then you got the GOAT and John Jones, who he lost to. So we can't just act like Pereira beating Gane means nothing. Like, that means something. Gane has only lost to 2 of the best. And dismissing Gane is crazy because I'm on Tapology, and basically 80% of people that voted has Alex Pereira winning by knockout. But that's kind of interesting, which lets me know a lot of people tired of Ciryl Gane being in this spot. A lot of people feel like Ciryl Gane is undeserving. A lot of people feel like Ciryl Gane lost his last fight to Volkov, even though he was injured and won a close split decision before he went on and fought Tom Aspinall. But let me dive deep on Ciryl Gane last fight. Again, he was coming off of a win against Volkov, but a lot of people felt like he lost. Gane did fight that fight injured. And I know he 100% was not lying, because Ciryl Gane is not an easy guy to take down. He's not an easy guy to keep down. And Volkov was wrestling with Gane. And it was clear Gane was injured. But again, no excuses. Gane fought through it and came out with a split decision victory. He was granted the title shot against Aspinall. I'm not going to indulge on whether or not Aspinall faked it, or if Aspinall, knew he was going to lose, whatever the case may be. But one thing I do know, Ciryl Gane was on his way to winning that fight. Ciryl Gane, the writing was on the wall. Ciryl Gane was piecing Aspinall up. Ciryl Gane had Aspinall bloody, breathing out of his mouth. Had Tom Aspinall looking up at the clock. It was a masterpiece. It was a masterpiece up until it lasted. And unfortunately, Ciryl Gane eye-poked Aspinall. Aspinall said he couldn't see. And we still dealing with this Aspinall eye-poke situation. And in my opinion, this co-main event should be for the heavyweight championship of the world, the undisputed, in my opinion. Tom Aspinall, this eye-poke situation is way out of hand. And not to say he's faking it or nothing, but there's no certainty. There's too many question marks surrounding it. And I feel like he should have been stripped and guaranteed a title shot whenever he comes back. Now Eddie Hearn is managing him, and Eddie Hearn and Dana White been at odds. They've been throwing nasty shots through media. And then on top of that, Eddie Hearn is saying that Ciryl Gane basically won't be fighting on his current contract. So it's just a whole shitty situation, messy situation that could potentially, hold up the division. And we can't afford to hold up the division, especially after this UFC Freedom 250 White House card, when one of these guys is going to get crowned the interim champ. Either Aspinall going to either shit or get off the pot. But anywho, yes, Cyril Gane was winning that fight against Tom Aspinall. It was clear, and in my opinion, Cyril Gane was going to finish Aspinall. If not in that second round, it was going to be early third round. I don't think Aspinall had anything for Cyril Gane. Cyril Gane game plan was way too good. Now, to Alex Pereira, a lot of people having him win by knockout. I'm not upset at that at all. He did something to Ankalaev I thought I would never see. He just went in there and just sunned Ankalaev. He didn't even beat the fuck out of him. Just stalked him down, walked him down, hit him with a big shot. Ankalaev pretty much folded, and Pereira landed the most vicious elbows to the body, to the head. Ankalaev, yeah, he went on ahead and said, yeah, today ain't the day, dog. And Pereira got him out the way in the first round. Now, when we talk about style matchups, Alex Pereira, I believe he's going to be on his front foot. He's going to stalk Gane. He's going to try to walk Gane down. Gane has really, really good footwork. And this is a thing in this fight that I think could play a major factor. People forget Cyril Gane has pretty good jiu-jitsu. Cyril Gane has taken guys down. Cyril Gane has submitted guys. I think he has about 3 or 4 submission wins under his belt. This is a guy that can submit people. And these two guys are relatively new to MMA, as I was talking about. Pereira's grappling defense, his wrestling defense in particular, has been really good. You haven't really seen Pereira in bad spots jiu-jitsu wise or grappling wise, but his wrestling defense has gotten so much better than came leaps and bounds since he first entered the UFC. But Cyril Gane is ahead of him in that department. Cyril Gane wrestling is ahead of Pereira's in that department. Cyril Gane's jiu-jitsu is ahead of Pereira's a lot. And I feel like wrestling and the grappling could play a factor. I could see a scenario where Gane locks up maybe a heel hook. That's one of his favorite submissions to go for. He got about 2 submission finishes with those. I could see a rear naked choke. I could see Gane putting Pereira in some uncomfortable grappling exchanges because Gane is known for, and he loves going for those submissions, particularly that heel hook. But for the most part, I expect this fight to be on the feet. I believe Gane is going to be very elusive. In my opinion, Gane is just much more comfortable at this weight. He's the bigger guy. I'm expecting Gane to come into this fight a little, at least 15 pounds heavier than Pereira. How is Pereira going to move? Is he going to be as fast? Is his punches going to be more labored? I don't know. In my opinion, I believe Pereira is going to come in there pretty much quite the same as he is in other fights. Maybe a tad bit slower. Maybe he's already plotty. That's the thing that works in Gane's favor, in my opinion. Pereira is very plotty, but both of these guys' kickboxing is very good. The leg kicks is going to also play a key factor here, as Pereira loved to kick at the legs. He has one of the best, if not the best, leg kicks in the game, especially at hiding them. A lot of times, guys can't even see him coming. This is going to be a great kickboxing fight for the most part. I believe Gane is going to keep his distance. I believe Gane is going to pick his spots. He may implement some grappling just to see if he can lock up a submission, just to see if that's possible. But I believe Gane is going to be very elusive. I think Gane is one of the best, if not the best, at avoiding a big shot. If Alex Pereira lands that left hook on anybody, they can go to sleep 100%. I believe Gane avoids the big shot. I believe Gane is very elusive. He's very good at footwork. He has a great jab. His kickboxing is impeccable. He can go to the body. Knees, elbows. I believe he keeps the distance. I don't believe Alex Pereira ever lands that big shot that truly hurt Gane. And I believe Gane gets the job done. Despite Alex Pereira being a favorite in most MMA fans' eyes, I believe Cyril Gane gets the job done, and I believe he beats Alex Pereira by unanimous decision at UFC Freedom 250. I truly believe that. Although Alex Pereira is good and he may have his moments, I don't think he's going to land a big enough shot to change the trajectory of how the fight is going to go. Cyril Gane is going to keep Pereira at the end of his punches. He's going to keep the distance from Alex Pereira and piece him up from the outside. And whenever Alex Pereira tries to get close, whenever Alex Pereira tries to walk Gane down and gets too close and roughhouse him, he's going to revert right to his grappling, his wrestling, and try to implement some of his jiu-jitsu that he already has under his belt. Now, let me be honest. This is a 50-50 fight, in my opinion. From my eyes, this fight is a 50-50. There is no guarantee. Pereira could walk right in that octagon in front of the White House and just clean Cyril Gane clock and knock him out. Absolutely, he has that ability because I like both of these guys. And I hate I hate when it's two fighters that I love fighting each other, man. It just make it much harder to pick. But if I'm being honest and if I'm going with my gut, Cyril Gane wins this fight by unanimous decision. This is how I think the fight is going to go, man. And so it's going to be an exciting fight, regardless of how it go. I'm just giving y'all my opinion and my thoughts on it. So more videos will be dropping soon, y'all. Following this video, be on the lookout for the Tuporia versus Gaethje prediction. And then after that, I'm going to be doing the UFC White House card prediction as a whole. If you like this video or like any other of my videos, please subscribe, man. The more subscribers, the better. I do this for y'all. Also, comment on the videos and let me know what y'all think as well, because y'all opinion matters as well. This is Corey Mack with Mack Show MMA. I'll be back again. Talk to y'all real soon. Peace.